Hello and welcome. You're watching our 12 p.m. show, and it's time for the big game. Yes, the discussion about the big game, rather. When we talk about someone who's been really consistent as far as this Indian Premier League's league stage is concerned, I'm talking about Gujarat Titans, did really well in the league stage. But then the game against RCB, and you know that what are the things where they are lacking at this point of time, especially if a team like Rajasthan Royals are getting their opponents and for the qualifier too. And we all know that if a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi score, I'm not saying that he will definitely score a 97 or a 100 or maybe a 80, but if a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi score around 50 or 60 even, and then a kind of innings which Dhruv Jurel played, obviously no one is talking about because everyone is talking about the 15-year-old, a 20 ball half century there from Dhruv Jurel, which is not only notable, but one of his best innings, of course, but what a knock that was, after Vaibhav Sooryavanshi especially. Otherwise, it won't be the case that they will be able to cross that 200 mark that easily. So GT versus Rajasthan Royals, SRH eliminated already. Uh, let's preview this encounter, and with that, let's talk about again Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. I'll start with Debashish Da. Debashish Da, you've been to his hometown, to his home specifically. Uh, is people around, whoever living there in Samastipur, in Tajpur more specifically, are they in similar kind of awe, or what this 15-year-old is doing at this point of time? Because everywhere we go, the WhatsApp messages we receive, someone is saying me iska to India pakka hai, someone is saying me that he will be the star for the next 20 years, someone is telling me that he can break each and any kind of records. And I'm very sure that we all are getting same kind of messages. Even our official WhatsApp group, it's the same kind of chatter there. What you experienced, Devashish Da, there, in Tajpur, Samastipur?
Yeah, Rohit, when me, myself, and Subhan went, in fact, Vaibhav was not in his house.
Yeah,
Um, he was not in Bihar. So
yeah.
but we could actually make out means uh, two, 3 kilometers from his house. People could, when we were asking from our car, which is the direction, was Khali. All we have to say is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi ka ghar ka hai. So this is the vibes that a young kid and a 15-year-old kid has done.
Yeah.
And also, um, I am sure the atmosphere will be euphoric if Vaibhav Sooryavanshi managed to reach the final and go on to win that trophy. Just imagine
Oh,
what the scenario will be. तो मोहल्ले
poetic
में
justice.
सबको लड्डू बांटा जाएगा, ये तो तय है. मतलब सबको लड्डू बांटा जाएगा. And obviously his parents have been traveling. They were, I think, they were in Mumbai as well to
Yes.
watch their son play. His elder brother, his younger brother were also there. So the family will be traveling for the
Oh,
qualifier two and the final. Hopefully, if Rajasthan makes it. But you can actually, means everyone, every household now knows Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and
yes.
then the feat he has achieved in this edition, the second edition of IPL, more than 600 runs, breaking the record of Chris Gayle, hitting the maximum number of sixes, strike rate of above 230 means ominous means, and incredibly for a 15-year-old boy means, what more can you ask? Means obviously there will be debate whether he should be in the test side or not. Means obviously he has or in the senior side, there will be debate, but obviously he has taken Indian cricket by storm. There is no denying the fact. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is here to stay for a long time.
Sure. You said about laddus. I'm very sure that the Kishore Kumar songs will also play. Because he just loved Kishore Kumar song. I remember this during the under 19 days, and whenever I was waiting for the team bus, and we all know that at that point of time, players used to listen to the music, and some of them are having their AirPods on, someone having their headsets on, and this guy phone on in speaker, and it's like गाता रहे मेरा दिल and मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी. So it's that the playlist of Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is Kishore Kumar song. And I remember when they won that under 19 World Cup, and we were there in the hotel lobby, and due to some glitch, our colleague journalist Sandipan Banerjee, we didn't able to record the audio of the interview, and went back to the hotel and we said, यार वैभव ऐसे ऐसे हो गया है, हमने इंटरव्यू तो रिकॉर्ड किया बट ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है, माइक में कुछ इशू हो गया है. And he said, भैया करते हैं. And the music in the background, which was, because just outside the lobby we were doing the interview, and inside it was all Kishore Kumar songs. So Laddu, of course, but a lot of Kishore Kumar music also be there. A lot of, I think, SD Burman music will also be there. But Bharat, when we talk about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, do we say that, like, this is the kind of batting you will now see from everyone, not able to make it but try to copy it, try to live under that? Because I'm not trying to say here that Yashasvi Jaiswal is doing the same, or Yashasvi Jaiswal is finding it little hard to make it, replicate it what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is doing. But we can see that nobody's talking about Dhruv Jurel, a 20 ball half century. Come on, it's a big thing in T20 cricket. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about what Yashasvi Jaiswal did in this particular season. If he has contributed in 3-4 games, that also is nobody talking about. And somewhere, do you feel that it's getting on Yashasvi Jaiswal also, that I want to prove, he's going a little faster as far as the bat speed is concerned. He is trying to replicate what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is doing. And I think with the kind of batting he's doing, I think most of the batters will try to do that, because he is telling you that how it is done, and what it's to be like, at 15, striking with a strike rate of over 200, and then being consistent also with scoring 600 plus runs. What do you think, Bharat?
Start with, I don't think you can copy that kind of bat swing. That is just
Yeah.
Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is, I think, from planet Mars or planet Saturn or whatever it is. He's not from planet Earth, because that bat swing is very unique, incredible. Some say once upon a time Gary Sobers used to do it, but I've not seen too many clips of Gary Sobers. It goes down, it comes up, it goes up, comes down, then goes towards the left side, and then comes down, and then he's able to hit all those sixes. So you can't play like him. But having said that, yes, batters are now definitely looking to score 50 or 15 balls in almost every single game, with the pitches being flat as it is. And also with Indian grounds, the dimensions of the grounds are not big. They're mostly on the smaller side. A lot of these grounds, even Dharamshala, it was basically 60 meters, one of the sides, 60 meters, 55 meters, it could be. So these are smaller grounds. So everyone will look to score 50 or 15 balls. But again, in that sense, there could be pressure. That could be pressure on certain batters when they're looking to score 50 or 15 balls in every single game, as you just mentioned. It might be happening to someone like SSV Jaiswal, that he's trying to, what can we say, instead of looking for timing, he's perhaps looking to muscle the ball too much. When you try to muscle the ball too much, you would lose the shape on your shots. It might be happening to someone else. It could be happening to Rishabh Pant as well, although I think he has a small technical flaw out there, but it could be happening to him as well, that he's looking to kind of muscle the ball through the offside and losing the shape on his shots. But see, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, it just happens to him naturally, because I think he doesn't need to muscle the ball. It's like, in terms of T20 cricket, he's 2x of someone like SSV Jaiswal. So that's the kind of level that he's showing in this particular IPL. The kind of shots that is playing, despite that kind of incredible bat swing. For example, if you or I try to play that kind of bat swing, we will get clean bowls 10 out of 10 times. There's no doubt about that, because it's a very unique bat swing. So we have to first of all give it to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. But it definitely, if you're a non-striker, if you're seeing someone hitting sixes, some 65 sixes, 63 sixes, or whatever in a single IPL season, it would hurt your ego. You would also think that, yes, I also have to hit 40, 50 sixes. Then perhaps you would kind of lose the shape on a shot. So it could be happening to Jaiswal. But what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is doing is incredible. Maybe I want to see how he goes against Kagiso Rabada, and how he goes against Jofra Archer, if I get a chance to watch in a practice session, how he goes against Jofra Archer in a practice session. Otherwise, what he's doing against other bowlers is just, I think there are sometimes, even for a writer, you would say words have limitations. So that is what I think is synonymous with someone like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Here, words have limitations.
So I think with Rabada and Sooryavanshi, I think we have seen last year also, the first century of his IPL. It came against this very opponent, Gujarat Titans. If you look at that, I don't know. Means people are for me, people are hyping it too much. But if it's Jofra Archer also on the other hand, I don't think that it will matter a lot, because I remember, on the very first season, means last year only, when they actually trying to test Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, they put him in front of Jofra Archer only. I remember this Rahul Dravid, Sanju Samson, everyone in the leadership, include a Vikram Rathore into that, and they were saying, after when he scored the century, they were saying that, we tested him against Jofra Archer and he was playing comfortably.
Just want to add
You,
one small point. One small point. The last
yeah,
year's Rabada was bowling 140 kilometers per hour. This year's Rabada is touching 150 plus. I think he's hitting the bat harder. So, and also
yeah.
Archer last year was bowling 140. This year he's also touching 150 and hitting the bat harder. I'm not saying he won't succeed against those two, but at least you might get a top edge or on those lines, because those two, I think, are hitting the bat harder than what they were last year. So I would be interested to see how this goes, because I think at least one top edge is coming, but that top edge might go for a six as well on a
Yeah.
small ground.
Or maybe dropped in case of GT. Minutes last game they dropped a lot of catches. I mean, lot of not lot of catches, but a lot of chances. Beat the boundaries, beat that simple catch from Rabada. I don't know that how much be under pressure Rabada will be. When he dropped Rajat Patidar, I think he was at 21 or maybe 20 at that point of time.
Twice
Uh,
in an over, twice. They dropped twice in a single over.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Means
Prasidh Krishna of Prasidh Krishna's bowling.
yeah, Prasidh
Poor
Krishna's over.
guy. Poor guy
But I
can't
don't
have.
think that was you give that 100% chance to that particular the first dismissal where Joss Butler is also running, and I think Kulwant Khichrolia is also running from one end. It was little too far, but yeah, two chances obviously definitely created in that particular over as far as Rajat Patidar is concerned. But whether taking it from one high 140s or touching to 150s, do you even think yes, a 150 or a closer to 150 ball coming from a top quality bowler is definitely something to talk about. And yes, it could be a hurdle in front of Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Do you think that can stop him at this point of time? Because I don't think speeds are making any kind of trouble or any kind of adjustments for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is concerned. Yes, the class of Jofra Archer and Kagiso Rabada is completely different when you compare them to a Kyle Jemison or a Praful Hinge. But I think speed, at this point of time, he's just loving each and everything. Until and unless you're coming with a plan, not only with the speed thing, but where you are targeting him. Are you targeting him under the rib cage? Are you targeting him, to that blind spot which we call that, where for a slightest of moments you just can't able to see the ball because of the angle, or you are trying to bowl wide, wide outside off stump. Until and unless there is not a plan in place, I don't think that there is any trouble for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Vaibhav?
See, Mohsin did that pretty well against Vaibhav
Yeah.
Sooryavanshi. He came
The
up with a
maiden over
plan.
he
He
bowled
executed.
specifically. It was all,
He
yeah.
exactly. He bowled that maiden over wicket against Vaibhav Sooryavanshi.
Yes.
Then he
Yes.
becomes a rare. But again, he was not touching 150 every delivery. What he
Yes.
was doing correctly was, he was hitting the right lengths with
Hmm.
Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Again, Pat Cummins also last night he said that the margin of error against these kind of batters become very less. He talked about the Yorkers because he went for Yorkers. He had a straight mid on mid off in place, but again nothing worked because the margin, because they were trying to bowl the Yorkers, but it was getting overpitched, and overpitched deliveries were getting thrashed down the ground by Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. The margin of
Hmm.
error for bowlers is less. Yeah, but yes, Mohsin Khan has done it. We have seen bowlers, under 19 bowlers, coming with a plan and doing it really well. You remember the Bangladesh game and the USA
Yes.
game. Ritvik, I think it was Ritvik who got
Yeah.
Vaibhav Sooryavansh's wicket. That would too with a hard length. So it's not
Hmm.
about pace. See, even if you are bowling 150, Umran Malik coming in and steaming and bowling 150 will not get Vaibhav Sooryavanshi out unless and until he is not hitting the right lengths. So it's about the line and length. Even if you are bowling a bouncer, because hard length is something where Vaibhav Sooryavanshi have been found out a lot of times in Asia Cup as well, in Under 19 World Cup as well. We saw how many times he got out to that particular hard length even after getting set. So that length obviously becomes, that is why that good length has become hard length in new terms in T20 cricket. So hard length is still tough to hit, but given that how you are bowling, means at what pace you are bowling, even if you are bowling a bouncer, if a medium pacer is bowling a bouncer to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, he will dispatch it. if the same bouncer is coming at a good height, if it is well directed at 150, then obviously he will also, at times there are chances. I will not say he will get out, but there are more chances of him, or as a bowler, you making him play a false shot. So in this form, all you can hope is try and make him play more false shots. That's all you can do. Or you can come with, as a right arm seamer, you can come up with a plan that try and make him drive the ball. Take him away, take the ball away from the body. A lot of bowlers, what they do, they try to bowl him in the body, and that's where he likes it. On the pads, in the body, he likes it. I think there are only two ways where, as far as I'm concerned, how I have observed Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in the last couple of months, is that if you are bowling from over the wicket as a right armer, it's try to make him drive, as we used to talk about Rishabh Pant, that try and make him drive in Test cricket. Same with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, he doesn't drive a lot of balls. Instead, he tries to play off the back foot, take the aerial route over covers. So try and make him drive the ball at a good pace, hit the hard line, make him use your bouncers, direct the bouncer at a good height. I think these are the ways. Kagiso Rabada can do that. Mohammad Siraj has a good record against left-handers. Mohammad Siraj can also definitely do that. I think it's against, if the ball is moving,
Siraj did that also in the last
yeah,
encounter. Siraj did that also. Ashish Nehra,
exactly.
I think there was a viral picture of Ashish Nehra saying this, and he tried to hit his helmet. Means I was just getting from that image that he's not trying to say that dimag se ball dal. No, he's trying to say that hit on his helmet, right point on that helmet, and you will definitely get a success. And maybe I think on the very next over or on the very same over, he got out Vaibhav Sooryavanshi.
Exactly. See, that's what I am saying. That look at that Mohsin Khan over as well. How well he mixed up the length. So you cannot be predictable when it comes to a batter like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, who is in the sublime form. So as a bowler, you cannot be predictable, and when you are coming with the plans, make sure you execute it really well. Otherwise, what happened to an SRH can happen to a GT as well.
Sure.
Well said, a line, small line on it, small line. I think it's more than hitting the helmet. If you're especially right armer bowling from over the wicket, obviously Mohsin Khan, the case is slightly different because he's a left armer. It's
Yes.
just getting a slight angle away from Vaibhav Sooryavanshi so that you can get a top edge, or you get a thick edge via the cut stroke to the third band region. I think yesterday caught at the third band region, or you likely get a top edge. Even with, if you look at Praful Hinje, the one time he got him, that was I'm talking about the first time he got him. The angle was slightly going across. That is when I think he got the top edge. And even with Mohammad Siraj, it was not exactly angling in. The angle was slightly away, and that is when I think we got the top edge from him. Even with Mayank Yadav, we tried the same. Unfortunately for him, the top edge fell in front of the bowler. So I think that's the way to go. But you have to hit the bat hard on impact. I think as of now, the four teams that are left, only two bowlers perhaps can do it. And I have already mentioned those two bowlers, and one of them plays for his own team. So I think that's the problem, because both of them don't. If you look at 150 kilometers per hour deliveries bowled in this IPL, Rabada is 1, Jofra Archer is 2, 140 plus. It is Rabada 1, it is Archer 2, and both of them hit the deck very hard. So I think other than these two bowlers, it's difficult to see someone else really troubling Vaibhav Sooryavanshi.
I think so. So that's I think the complete sentence. If you talk about this particular game, the GT versus RR game, it will be all about one man who can really create a difference there, and the name is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. I just want to share that story that when Debashish Da and Shubhanda went to his place, and you must in our social media handles, in our YouTube channel, the documentary is everywhere, the kind of struggles he had, the kind of journey he had, where he started from, everything around that place, the Tajpur Samastipur area, where nothing is about, very much infrastructure wise, cricket is not so much there, but still Vaibhav Sooryavanshi coming from there, and now he's talk of every household, as Debashish Da rightly said from the very statement, that everyone who's talking about cricket at this point of time, they are talking about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. So you must, and that's what I was going to say, that the only difference between a GT versus RR it will be decided by a 15-year-old. Just remember this. If he clicks, most of us know that RR will go through. If he doesn't, all of us know that who will go through after that. Thank you so much for joining us in this particular show. We will try to give you details and
Just had
updates
a small
about.
thing. I'll just add a small thing. You
Yes.
also have to use some kind of. I know you might be getting angry for me adding this,
Yeah.
but yes, just as a consolation, I think you have to give some marks to our Jofra Archer as well. I think they depend a lot on him. 24 wickets this season. It is. I think if
Yeah,
it is
yeah, yeah.
Vaibhav Sooryavanshi with the bat,
But
no, I'm just saying is if Rajasthan Royals just depend on
obviously,
individual brilliance. Individual brilliance. If it is with a bat, it is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. If it is with a ball, it is Jofra Archer. If either of these two fail, I think they just tend to lose.
I'm I'm 100% agree, and I'm not getting angry over this. But there's one name. Obviously, we love heroes in our stories, and we love, this thing, a person who can we directly go to as far as the difference maker. You are means absolutely right, 100% right, that Jofra Archer will definitely be the story. But that's my point, is that last evening also Archer did really well. But how many of us are talking about, means I'm not talking about us only, but if you look at a general perception, how many of us are specifically talking about a Jofra Archer, or maybe a Dhruv Jurel? That's why I started with saying that Dhruv Jurel at 20 ball 50 is not an easy thing, but nobody's talking about that. Jofra Archer, last game, remember what Yash Raj Punja did, but nobody's talking about that. Ravindra Jadeja, why he was giving singles to a tail ender in that over at the very last part of the innings. Nobody's talking about that also. So there are multiple things to be talked about, but there is only one man who's getting all the headlines, all the articles, all the videos, all the hashtags, all the keywords as far as social media is concerned. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and we are definitely not saying that Jofra Archer is definitely. If there is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi on the other end of the spectrum, it's Jofra Archer on the very other end. So Bharat, you're absolutely right, and you know it will depend definitely on Jofra Archer also, what he did with that first over, not with the new ball, not in the power play. When we are talking about Rabada in the power play. When we are talking about Jofra Archer, we are talking about Jofra Archer with the very first over. Thank you so much for watching this. We'll come with a extended version of this preview tomorrow. But for now, thank you so much and take care. Have a lovely day.